Welcome back to Absolutely Marvel and DC. My name is Benny, that is Dylan, and he is Sal. We are three guys that get together and talk about your favorite superhero TV shows and movies, rumors, theories. We just talk about everything that pops up in the world of superhero movies and TV shows. And today we're going to go through a list of the craziest cameo possibilities for Multiverse of Madness.
Whoa, Twitter's at it again.
So
Twitter's
I guess...
at it again.
So Twitter's at it again. I assume I was looking at the updates too early, because you are right. They did move to Multiverse of Madness, Sal.
Yep.
And I did see the usual train of things happening. One guy put out bullshit rumors. Mm-hmm. Another guy said these are confirmed, and then they all picked up this image, and it's all circulating around. I've also noticed. I can't think of the name of the account off the top of my head, and I don't care enough to look it up. But
not worth it.
It's something like My Time to Shine or something. I don't even know.
Okay.
The dude spouts like 10 just at the, like a friend of ours used to do, at the wall ideas of things that are going on.
Yeah.
And MCU Theory Reddit has picked up all of his. So now when I'm looking at MCU Theory Reddit, which is where I get a lot of the other things I see, it's now half of them are this guy's random tweets. He cites zero sources on anything, and he doesn't even bother to say, like, my sources say or I heard. It's literally him saying things like, Ben Affleck will be in Batgirl. Ben Affleck will not be in Batgirl. Like, he just saying facts now. Like, these are factual. Stop asking for sources. Yeah.
Trust me.
Like, he's literally just throwing things out into the Twitterverse.
Yeah.
And he's doing so much of it, so much.
Yeah.
You know he's going to get some of these right, and then everyone is going to start. I know a lot of the people that I fought, like people in Kinda Funny, IGN, they're following this guy at this point.
No! No. Well, you know why? I mean, like, look, we're doing it too. Like, the show.
We are. I will say.
But at least we're calling it. It's not like, hey, ladies and gentlemen, here's some interesting factoids. Like, no, we're like, this guy is making crap up. Let's talk about the crap he's making up and why it's crap.
I just want to, like, okay, it's true. Like, this is one. It's true. WB found their Robin Dick Grayson. Batgirl will set up the Nightwing movie. That's the tweet. That is the tweet. There's no.
Right. Yeah.
They just started casting Fantastic Four.
No, they didn't.
I'm just like, Sony wants more William Dafoe Green Goblin.
The thing is there's every chance that is true, but he has no idea, and there's no reason for anyone to believe him. So.
No.
21 hours ago, Keaton signed a multi-picture contract, not just Flash and Batgirl. It's true, and then 30 minutes ago, it's true there was a test screening yesterday for Multiverse of Madness.
Oh no!
Like, it's true. Like it's so true.
It's true. I'm starting to. I'm actually. This has gotten into my brain. I'm debating creating one of these accounts, not associating it with us, and just seeing if I can get it to grow off just throwing things out into the
just
ether.
Say made up stuff, yeah.
And I will say this now for everyone watching this video: if you see a new account pop up, and 6 months down the line, it got enough followers, and it starts referencing comic historian videos, that's me.
Yes. Here's your first rumor. Lockjaw, not the Inhumans, will make his appearance in an MCU movie coming soon.
It's a genius marketing tactic, and I just need, like, NFT seems to be one of the end goals, but that can't be everyone's end goal.
No.
It's gotta be, I just want clicks.
That's it. It's just clicks.
So these, I don't even know which one of these accounts started this, but there's now like an image of all of the confirmed, I'm air quoting this, confirmed cameos in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, I am going to state, I doubt any of these actors, or for the most part, any of these actors are showing up, and I can almost guarantee if they do show up, it's going to be like CW's Crisis on Infinite Earths, where they just pull scenes from other shows and movies.
Yes.
And they pepper it around. And Dylan, you know what I'm talking about, right? Where it's like,
my God,
I've seen they referenced this.
Holy red skies.
That's the problem with like this level of excitement about these things is I feel like none of it, and I'm not against fun. State that right.
If we were, we wouldn't be doing this. You would just see me doing like a stupid tweet, like, "Man, would you guys all stop?" Like,
right. But like, there's a time and a place for throwing random comic book characters into your thing, and just No Way Home comes to mind just because it's so recent. Like, that is a good example of, like, this is fun, but also all of the fun serves a purpose.
Yes.
And like, probably none of the people you're about to name showing up in Doctor Strange is going to serve any purpose.
Right. Well, I can imagine, here's my pitch for where you're going to stick them all in, right? Because, like, I would love to see a Doctor Strange movie. And I still haven't really seen one yet. And I would love to see a movie where it's like Doctor Strange being Sorcerer Supreme, dealing with magical problems, and and dealing with the pathos within his heart. Just something interesting.
Right.
That's really cool. Like after this, I hope they make like a $40 million Doctor Strange movie where it's just like a psychedelic trip. I would love to see that. Please.
That's what this was going to be at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now it's just turning into No Way Home 2.
Right, exactly. But like, I'm sure there's a scene, because I think there's a scene in the trailer where, like, because America Chavez is in that movie, she's going to be like the master of the multiverse, because Doctor Strange has said, admittedly, like, he has no idea what this is all about, and it's brand new. She's going to open a door, and she's going to be like, this is the multiverse, and they're going to take a little tour, and like, she'll open a door, and maybe, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider, be like, oh, and then she'll close the door, and then just that's where you put them. You put them all in there.
It'll be 10-second cameos. They're not popping up in the movie. This isn't going to get No Way Home, where Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in the movie.
Yeah.
They're going to be referenced. They're going to be popped up as scenes. I don't even think 90% of these potential actors are going to show up in person. I don't think so.
No, they just reuse the footage from their other movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 100%, like, Benny, like you mentioned, that is definitely CW Crisis. Like when Lucifer showed up in that crossover, like they just for no reason pretty much go to Lucifer and are like, hey, we need your help. Or I don't even remember why they needed to go to Lucifer.
Constantine needed to get some information from Lucifer. That's all it was. And he showed up to the back alley of a bar. Lucifer stepped out, made a joke about, it's Constantine. They talked for 2 seconds and left. That was Lucifer's cameo in the CW crossover.
It's a pretty baller cameo, though. It's like, it's really cool to see Lucifer and Constantine interact with each other. Like, hey.
Oh, and if all of these pop up, it will be fun. I will say that. This is what we're saying. It's all fun. So let's go through the list, because we can talk about all these potentials. There's two not on this list that I want to bring up first, because I made a little short about why I don't think that's accurate. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're not on the list, but apparently Sophie Turder and James McAvoy changed their hairstyles, which has led to everyone stating they must be in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Right.
Now, also, based on that guy's tweet that there was a screening of it last night, and following other tweets, they only stopped doing reshoots a week ago, apparently, supposedly. Yeah. I don't think all these timelines are lining up as everyone states. But I don't think, one, that we're going to get James McAvoy and Sophie Turner in a role that wouldn't require a bald cap and a wig. Like, to change their hairstyles to reflect a 10-second cameo would be ridiculous. Yep. And if they were going to have a larger cameo, which would reflect changing hairstyles, I'm going to be disappointed, because if that's how we get the mutants, they're just like, and they're here now. Like,
that would be so lame.
Right. And
you don't
that's
want
another
that.
thing about like introducing characters into the MCU this way is it is kind of lame. Like, you don't
so lame.
Hint towards things, sure, but like, I don't know. Like it's one thing to have it as like a post-credit scene where the whole thing is dedicated to it, like at the end of Eternals when you hear Blade or whatever. Like that's fun. But you just go through and it's like, look at all these characters we have. Pick yours. Who do you want the most? It's like,
right.
Part
of the fun of the MCU was seeing who they were going to cast and how they were going to fit in this universe, and for them to just go, no, we've given up on that part. Now we're just going to go and pick and choose from movies that have already been made and just use the previous actor. I'm like, that's not fun. Like, I don't know. I like James McAvoy, and I think he was a good Charles Xavier, and I would love to see maybe his Charles Xavier in the MCU. But like, that boat has sailed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we need a new Xavier.
That level of cameo works if they already exist in the universe, like in Deadpool 2, where the X-Men do show up for like 3 seconds, and that's fun because that's
Deadpool's a fourth wall breaking character anyway. You could just have him fall through a portal anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I want to state, out of all of the potentials here, we're going to go through the rest of these now after talking about Sophie Turner and James McAvoy.
Yeah.
There's only one X-Man that I feel that they could, just as a fun reference to the Fox universe, and it not confuse people.
Yes.
And that would be, and he's on this list, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
Definitely.
Because they definitively show him dying in that timeline.
Yeah.
So no one's really going to be like, oh man, 50-year-old Hugh Jackman's coming back.
Yeah, no. Like, the fact is, everybody has, like, since Hugh Jackman was Wolverine, everyone's wanted to see his Wolverine interact with the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if you can cram that in there for like 15 seconds, no one's going to go, this is lame.
Right. But that's the only X-Man that I could see popping up and being like, okay, that makes sense. Outside of the 10-second flyby cameos.
Yeah.
You know, the 10-second flyby cameos where he's like, these are all, like, he'll step through the portal and go, these are variations of us that we've seen in the universe. And then we see these, fine. But once again, how are you going to have variations of the X-Men before we have the X-Men in this universe?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh, yeah. No, I don't want to know what that's going to do.
Okay, so the first one at the top of the list, other than Hugh Jackman, is that we are possibly going to see Tom Cruise as a variant Tony Stark.
Yes, this is based on a casting rumor that has been pervasive for 30 years. People have wanted.
I've actually never heard that rumor.
Really?
I've never heard that until this.
It's pre-MCU. It's all the way back before the MCU. It was Tom Cruise apparently wanted to be Iron Man. Like, there was a discussion and development in an Iron Man movie starring Tom Cruise. So that's like deep cuts. It would be like if Leonardo DiCaprio played a Spider-Man variant. Like, it's that deep of a cut.
That's my problem with this, though, is that, like, it requires meta knowledge to understand. Because, like, if you don't know that rumor, you're gonna watch this movie and be like, why is Tom Cruise in an Iron Man suit?
Well, I'll give you another different meta reason for Tom Cruise, and it's because, like, okay, so when we cast Robert Downey Jr., we created the biggest male star in the world. But in this reality, we started with the biggest male star.
Yeah.
In reality. Like, you know what I mean? Because Tom Cruise is a no-brainer. For 40 years, Hollywood executives go, when they're pitching meetings and they pitch movies, they're like, and Tom Cruise does this, Tom Cruise does that. This is we're looking for a Tom Cruise character, you know?
Yeah.
Tom Cruise being Tony Stark for like 12 seconds is kind of a cool idea. Like, I'm kind of like okay with that.
Do you think he would do it, though? Do you think Tom Cruise would show up for 10 seconds to be
whatever?
No question.
Pay him money.
Dude,
all he really makes is Mission Impossibles at this point.
Yeah, no, I think he would love it, because I think Hollywood across the board, like, there are some folk, and they're all directors, are like, boo, MCU. But, like, the actors, they're like, yeah, I would love to be associated with this, because they don't care. Like, fans, they don't care about the universe or the characters or anything. They care about, like, how hot, sexy, and, like, money making the Marvel brand is.
Yeah, and especially like, you know, talking about Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, prime example of a guy who was like, I don't want to be a lunchbox.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
You're in the Spider-Man cartoon. Like,
right.
So, all right, next up, we got Nick Cage's Ghost Rider. And I mentioned this before, that of all the characters' possibilities here, that one would even work, where you could just be like, and now he's in the MCU. Because his movies take place in the middle of nowhere, and it's Nick Cage. You'd be like, I'm Johnny Blaze!
Yeah, but he's like 65. That's I don't want like a geriatric Ghost Rider in a wheelchair that has flame wheels. Like, I want.
Have you not seen the weird movies he's been starring in lately?
Yes, I have.
The dude just goes insane lately.
He's making a movie about himself, but like a hyper-inflated version of him.
Yeah. He's Van Damming.
I saw him do a movie where he was in basically Five Nights at Freddy's, and he didn't say a word.
So awful.
It was so amazing. What is wrong with you?
It's the worst thing ever. But like, I appreciate him doing it. I'm just kind of like, it's like casting Keanu nowadays. I'm like, people are like, who's Keanu going to be? I'm like, Keanu's 50.
Keanu's going to be Keanu.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, if you saw Matrix 4, he didn't even really change his hairstyle. He's like, I'm John Wick still.
Yeah. Literally, I'm just John Wick. You know, like, you better not want him to play the Silver Surfer, because Silver Surfer's going to have long hair and a beard.
Side note, apparently in Matrix 4, he actually did shave his head for that scene where he has the shaved head.
That makes sense.
But they were filming at a place that no paparazzi was at, so no one caught it.
Nice. That's cool, because I didn't notice. I was just like, I saw it in the movie, and I'm like, hey, way to go. You really did it.
Yeah. So, all right. Next up, we got, is that Ian McKellen?
Yep.
As Magneto. Okay, I'll make sure I had his name right. Because I don't know all these actors.
Oh, they should have Ian McKellen and Michael Fassbender in the same room together. Because why not?
But that's the funny thing.
Up and they're playing chess.
I just like that there is supposedly James McAvoy's Professor X going to show up, but Ian McKellen's Magneto.
Right?
Yeah, this guy clearly has a preference.
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't like Assassin's Creed. No, I can see them doing that.
That movie had heart. I'm gonna rewatch it after this. I'm gonna rewatch it.
Total garbage.
I'm rewatching it. I'm gonna
Okay, enjoy your bad movie.
I'm gonna rewatch it, and then we're gonna do a quick video where I go. You were right.
Yeah, I fell asleep literally in the third, during the second act. I fell asleep. I'm like, what? I'm like, how did I fall asleep during an Assassin's Creed movie?
Because in the middle of the movie they decided to subtitle it and not warn you that it was a subtitled movie.
That's true. I don't need a warning, but either way, Ian McKellen is not going to come back to be in Doctor Strange 2.
No.
I agree with.
He's sitting on his multi-million-dollar couch right now doing nothing.
Isn't he retired? Like fully retired? Like I haven't seen him in a movie in forever.
That man has had a career. Let him be.
Yeah.
I don't know the actor's name, but he played the original Mr. Fantastic in those two okay movies.
Is it Eoin Grufford?
I don't know, but I feel like this would be another wasted opportunity to show a Fantastic Four member.
No.
Or like
no, it's the 2000 ones.
That's what I was, when you said original, that's what I think.
No, the Tim Story ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
They weren't terrible,
Evans,
but they weren't
Jessica
great.
Alba, that one.
Yeah. Exactly.
No.
Well, once again,
Eoin
it kind of
Grufford,
falls into the same problem I have if they decided to show off, if they decided to now show off their Fantastic Four. Don't give me X-Men and Fantastic Four before you give me MCU X-Men and Fantastic Four.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is like if we're like, maybe the argument here is this is how we get all of those characters into the MCU, but that's boring. Like I don't want just a portal opens up. Like literally that's a joke that you and Rob, Benny, have made all the time.
Yeah,
that portal opens up and then suddenly
that joke has become so prevalent that it became the comics experiment way to open up the ads.
Right.
Yeah.
A portal opens up every week. I do a portal opens up joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
There's one character where I will 100% be okay if they did that, and it would be like if Deadpool jumps through a portal into Ned's grandma's house.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
There's ways you could do it, and obviously like multiversal characters that would make more sense. Like if we do, like in Doctor Strange, if we do see a portal open up, which we're gonna see many portals open up. It's a Doctor Strange movie. And someone steps through one, it's going to be the evil Doctor Strange, because that's a multiversal
well, we've seen that in the
character.
trailer. So
right.
Well, the post-credit scene / trailer.
Yeah.
All right, so we already talked about Hugh Jackman as a possibility. Next up, I think it's Halle Berry Storm.
Yeah.
And I don't know the actor who played Cyclops. So we're just going to lump both of them together.
James Marsden.
There it is, James Marsden.
Nobody remembers because he had a thing on his
James Marsden.
Unmistakable.
I want to lump these two together because they're also with the Ian McKellen thing.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think that they're going to show up outside of maybe a clip as he passes through the multiverse.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the MCU wants to establish. I don't think the MCU wants to establish the X-Men and the Fantastic Four before they do. They are being so guarded about everything involved in those projects to then just be like, but we thought it'd be fun. Look at them all.
Yeah, the star of Hop is going to come back to be Cyclops for a few second cameo. No, we're not going to do that. That being said, James Marsden would do it in a freaking hot second.
Oh, of course he would. He'd do anything.
I mean, he's going to be in Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Is Halle Berry still in movies, or does she retire?
She's around. I haven't seen her in anything in a long time, so maybe not.
That's what I mean. I don't think she's. I think she kind of retired.
That's like movies like 10 years old.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's it.
It wasn't 10. It was like 7.
2014, so 8 years old.
Okay.
She was in John Wick.
Oh yeah.
And she's got 2 movies coming up. Chapter 3, yeah. And then Bruised, Moonfall, and The Mothership. So yeah, she's not retired.
Right, she's still working.
Stuff. Yeah.
She's not going to be in this though.
No, I really doubt she's coming back as Storm in this.
Especially in the next one that hasn't come out yet. She's busy.
Right.
This one I could see possibly showing up. The CG Hulk from the Ang Lee movie.
That is such a bad idea because like it's oranges and oranges. Like he's a big green Hulk. They're not gonna go. His face is slightly different. The MCU's Hulk's face is slightly different in all of the movies.
What if Eric Bana shows up and then changes? Yeah.
I don't like. No.
You don't see Eric
if they
Bana?
did this, they would either have to make the CG look horrible because that's what it looked like in Ang Lee's Hulk, or they're gonna have to make like the CG look like it's 2022 CG, but also it looks like Ang Lee's Hulk, which at that point it's just like, why does Hulk look different?
Yeah.
And they're like, what's going on?
I'm just hoping that if we end up doing the scenes in the multiversal corridor, like we're theorizing, the scene for this Eric Bana Hulk is just him fighting Hulk dogs. Just
Oh no.
the Hulk dogs at the pool.
If it's in there, the Hulk dog scene is the one it deserves to be.
Yes,
you need
that's
to make
what I'm
the
saying.
Hulk dog scene. Although, the scene where Hulk is fighting the tanks in the desert is still pretty dope. So I would like to see that.
That's true.
I would take Eric Bana being Dr. Bruce Banner being like, hey, it's me. I don't know. No, I don't like any of these ideas. Get away from me.
Okay, what about Wesley Snipes' Blade? Before
terrible
again,
idea.
they're establishing Blade in the MCU.
Yeah, no, they've already cast their own Blade.
Technically, we've heard MCU Blade. So.
Yeah, we have. He's in the movie. There's no way. Plus, Wesley Snipes is like insane.
Is he still in prison for dodging taxes for like 10 years?
No. I don't think he even went.
I thought that was him.
Way to like all of these are just like way to undercut
their existence.
If these are all, let's assume these are all in the movie. Way to like throw away any other plans that you have. It's like, oh, Mahershala Ali,
Yeah,
Wesley
we want a
Snipes.
real Blade.
That's my biggest. That's my biggest problem with all of the characters from a multiversal idea before we've established any. The only one I could see getting away and it not feeling undercut or like you stole the thunder from the big reveal would be Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
Yes.
Because his Wolverine has a full arc in death in the Fox universe. No one's gonna walk away from Multiverse of Madness and be like, so when's he showing up again? You know?
No.
Unless you're just that
two solo
separated.
movies.
100% people will. Are you kidding?
Well, they
people
will.
are
They
definitely
will.
gonna
But a
help
lot
us.
of. But a lot of those people are also going to be disconnected from the overarching thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
all of us people who are in the know on this are not going to go, oh, well, Hugh Jackman's now Wolverine. No, we're all going to oh, well, that was a cool little fun cameo. But that's the only one I could see, which would very easily be kind of removed from, you know? Like,
They could not do any cameos but Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and it would be enough.
That's what I'm saying. But okay, so Blade obviously would undercut more Blade stuff, same problems we've got. The next one on here, and I believe that image, lambast me if I get this wrong, but that is Tobey Maguire's outfit?
Yeah.
Okay. Tobey Maguire showing up again. I don't see
Sam
that
Raimi's
happening.
directing this movie.
Oh, yeah.
They
I do see
didn't
that.
kill
One has
him
some
at the
salt,
end
but-
because they want. I think they want to use him again. So that one is like, I'd say there's a 75% chance that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man will be in Multiverse of Madness.
What if Sony now has Miles as their cartoon one, Tom Holland is the MCU one, Andrew Garfield's the Venomverse one, and they use Tobey Maguire for multiversal Spider-Verse stuff?
Why would they do that? No,
Because it's Sony.
Yeah, no,
gotta use
would
them
be
all.
that'd be so Sony if they were like, okay, no. So here's the thing: Andrew Garfield is going to fight Venom, and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is in Morbius.
Oh, that would be Sony.
If we, I think with the Tobey Maguire stuff, if we hear this like one more time from a different person and it has any amount of punch to it, I could definitely like put money on it because it's
No.
They could
if
have
this is
easily
true,
filmed something
Tobey Maguire is going to be telling
months
random
ago.
joggers again.
Yeah,
I'm in Doctor Strange.
if he talks to some hotel like bellhop and is like, "Hey, I'm in Doctor Strange," then it's confirmed.
All right, the next one really, actually, I don't understand why they would do this. Edward Norton.
No.
So
No.
if you know the history, Edward Norton is the original Hulk. He was basically fired because he was difficult to work with. They left on amicable terms, but he was basically fired.
Yeah.
And Mark Ruffalo is the same character.
Yep.
Right.
So, like, this would just be so confusing because the MCU still considers Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton canon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just deep fake Mark Ruffalo's face onto it.
I'm surprised the
And
MCU hasn't done that Star Wars style.
Dude, they haven't even changed the 8-year problem in the Homecoming movie.
No, it's literally text. It's on a black screen. You can
Yeah.
so easily change that.
Just replace it. It's 4 years.
But don't worry, they
both
added
of
in
us
a
say
weird
8 years.
smudge into the end of WandaVision, which is apparently Doctor Strange.
Oh my
No,
quoting it.
I think they took that out. But
No, I think they fixed it,
I
yeah.
think they fixed it. That they fixed. But no, there's no way Edward Norton is in this movie. Edward Norton would have to rewrite the movie himself, and it's not going to happen.
which is what got him fired.
Yeah. Now listen, is Incredible Hulk not great? Yeah. Could it have used Edward Norton? Probably. But like, you know, you're part of you're in a McDonald's. We're whipping up Big Macs here, pal. You know, we're not making art.
Yep. I mean, it's the same reason like Edgar Wright didn't end up directing Ant-Man, because it's like clearly like these people have like they want to be a part of the movie. Obviously, the director should have some hand in it, but you know, you don't play ball with Disney and they're gonna kick you off the set.
That's right.
I mean, isn't that why Patty Jenkins left a couple of her movies, because like they just wouldn't let her have carte blanche on it?
Apparently, they kept like undermining her during Thor: The Dark World and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. After seeing her have carte blanche on 1984, I mean, well, that's
like, okay, I get it.
Oh, no.
Oh. Anyway.
There's no. If you get to Tom Jane's Punisher, there's no way Punisher is going to be in the multiverse. Nobody cares about some lunatic in a t-shirt. Like,
well, that's the last one. Yeah, Tom Jane's.
No way Dr. Strange's going to go, who's that guy? Like, no one cares about a jerk in a t-shirt.
Well, not only that, we're still on the fence if the Netflix ones are in canon.
Right.
This is just going to make that worse.
Yeah, especially because
I think right now they're not.
No.
They're going to
do
some shit with it later.
Just Daredevil. Just Matt and Wilson. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we got so far.
No, I mean, I liked those two original.
I loved Punisher.
Those two Punishers, they were great. That and Warzone, they were great.
Now, here's the thing about that, is that Warzone is technically an MCU Punisher movie. So Ray Stevenson should be Punisher in this movie. Because he's technically the MCU Marvel Studios Punisher.
That's the one they made, right?
That's one they made, but he's not. There's no way they're going to do that. Also, it's a really interesting decision to make Punisher like a 65-year-old man in his debut picture. But no, it was, Tom Jane, Ray Stevenson, no. They're never going to do it. Sorry.
So, I'm
we
just
said no
saying,
to most of these.
Right, yeah. Well, because the issue with a lot of these rumors is, if they are the 1 to 2 second scene from another movie cameo on the side of a corridor of multiverse stuff, you're undermining the big reveals of we have got them in the MCU. You're also going, and the one thing that we've been saying since the beginning is they're handling this multiverse stuff as careful as they can to keep it easy entry for casual moviegoers.
They have to.
And the biggest complaint I've seen on the internet about the multiverse stuff in No Way Home is if it goes too far, you will start to convolute it.
Yep.
If you start throwing in scenes of old X-Men, old Punishers, old Hulks, you've done that. You've officially, especially before they've been introduced into the MCU.
Totally.
Like, it's fine if all of these characters are introduced in the MCU and he goes through and then we go, oh, they're making nods to the other versions. But to do that before their introduction will lead to casual moviegoer confusion.
Yes, absolutely. No, no. You could do that like a little bit. You could dip your toe in the water again. Although it is the multiverse of madness. You're supposed to feel like you're going crazy. But like, I don't think that deliberately confusing your audience is the way to go, and I don't think they're going to do that.
I think if you want to pull from stuff to have that effect of like a big multiverse room where you see a bunch of stuff, like you made an entire 9 episode show,
about that,
showcasing that, and one of those characters is in the movie. So
no, you know what you do? You want to blow people's minds? Don't bring anyone back from any other movies. The only thing you do is you pay extra money and you have Robert Downey Jr. come back as a living Iron Man in an alternate reality where Doctor Strange and Iron Man like switched places, and like Strange died and Iron Man lived, and so Steve can look at Tony and be like, "I am so sorry that I like made you die." Like you know what I mean? Like make it part of Steve's journey or something.
That would be incredible.
They're not going to do that.
So
barring that, I will take if it's a corridor, 2 doors open, like America opens one, Steve opens the other, and it's Tobin, Maguire, Spider-Man, and Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, and they look at each other and make fun of each other.
Sure.
I mean, if we get anything more than the 1 to 2 second scenes from other movies, I will be shocked for almost any of those characters that we just named.
Oh, we didn't even mention.
Especially for those characters.
Ben Affleck's
I think
Daredevil.
It's going to be.
Oh yeah, supposedly Ben Affleck's Daredevil was approached.
Now I'd heard a rumor, and I don't know where this rumor came from, but I'd heard that like Ben Affleck a couple months ago was approached by Marvel to do a cameo as Daredevil. In Doctor Strange 2, and so who knows if that was true or even happened? But like, what? Like what?
That was
don't
insane.
do that.
I don't see any of these. Daredevil, okay, Daredevil could happen. I could see that. If they did that, that would be the MCU being like, haha, we took your
Wink.
Batman. But they've already put Charlie Cox in as the MCU Daredevil.
They already established who Daredevil is. Yeah.
Right. They didn't establish it as Daredevil, but like anybody in the know is like,
he caught the brick. He's Daredevil.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that is Daredevil, and that establishes he is the MCU Daredevil.
Yes.
So even if we get Ben Affleck's Daredevil, they've established
we
him.
know who real Daredevil is. So that's
exactly.
He can be a variant. Exactly.
And if they did that, I could see them giving tons of money to Ben Affleck to be like, come on, Batman. Come back over here.
Yeah. I don't know who Ben Affleck would play in the MCU now, but he would not want to do it.
No. He's done.
Yeah.
Well, he's kind of like Edward Norton light. I like Ben Affleck's movies, but he does want creative freedom to do whatever he does.
Yeah.
The difference is he will agree to be Batman so that he can get his creative movies.
Yeah. Edward Norton will implode while he's trying to like cash in. And then no one gets anything.
Right, that's what I mean. Ben Affleck will do the popcorny in Batman movie so that he can then make 3 movies that don't do well.
Right.
But he got full creative freedom to do whatever he wanted. And those movies are incredible. I just want to throw that out there.
His personal movies, like Argo and stuff.
They're always great. It just, I don't think they market them well, but that's a totally different discussion.
They do not sell those movies.
I want to end with one last thing here, one last rumor that is just now popping up on my Twitter.
Okay.
It's not related to this at all, but we have nowhere else to put this.
Okay.
The internet is now blowing up that Tim Allen is going to come back as Scott Calvin in the new movie Santa Claus. He's going to be the Santa Claus again.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, they're making... I mean, he is Santa in those
Allen
movies.
He thinks evolution is a lie, and is a racist.
All right. Anyway, guys, we will see you all next time right here at Absolutely Marvel and DC. Let us know in the comments down below if you believe any of these cameo rumors.
You believe in Santa? No.
But I want to caveat. You believe in any of these cameo rumors are going to be more than a quick 1 to like 5 second clip as they go by something. Mm-hmm. I think we can all agree there's a possibility for that one, the CW
We're getting
Crisis
cameos.
version.
Cameos are happening in this movie, no question.
But will they be prominent or just kind of happening in the background, you know?
Yeah.
Like they'll land in an area and be like, where are we? Is this Dracula's castle? And just like Wesley Snipes backflips through the back scene. Like,
yeah. Hey. Putting Dracula in the MCU is a stroke of genius.
I think they need to.
We got more.
I know, right? Yeah.
I don't need Dracula.
No.
All right, guys. We will see you next time right here at Absolutely Marvel and DC.